Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. The 2024 Italy Pro is officially in the history books and Hunter Labrada is our winner. Hunter is headed back to the Mr. Olympia. In second place, we had Andrea Presti. Being that Andrea is from Italy, the fans were not very happy with his second place placing here, but great showing from Andrea. In third place, we had Bruno Santos. In fourth place, we had Lorenzo Louis. And in fifth place, Enrico Hoffman. Huge congratulations goes out to all of these guys, but of course, the biggest goes out to Hunter Labrada. And as you guys can see here, Hunter definitely added size and brought great conditioning to this show in Italy. And the scorecards have already been released for this show, so despite the fans in Italy being upset about the placings here, Hunter had straight first and Presti had straight seconds. But Hunter is a top 6 Olympian and Presti has been as high as 12th, so this was pretty much expected. And I don't really disagree with any of the placings, so I'm just gonna focus on the man, Hunter Labrada. And even though Hunter just won a show, he's already getting a ton of criticism, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I really like what Hunter brought to the stage here. He definitely added a ton of size. Conditioning was pretty good here as well. Now, something I do want to mention, the lighting at this show does not look very good, and as we all know, lighting does play a factor in how a physique looks on stage. And this is possibly the best we've ever seen Hunter Labrada. He's definitely bigger than he was at the Tampa Pro, but something about that Tampa look was just a little bit different, and to be fair, it could just be the lighting at that show. But Hunter is definitely bigger. Improvements have been made, especially in the back. Hunter's posing was also solid here as well. And yes, Hunter's midsection can be distracting from time to time, but I wouldn't say it's distended or that he has a bubble gut. It just isn't very pretty to look at. Now, a lot of people are already talking about how Hunter is going to do at this year's Mr. Olympia. Is he going to be top 6? And there is a very strong possibility that Hunter will be in the top 6, and I think his potential pretty much caps out at 6th. And again, Hunter definitely came in bigger than last year to this year's Italy Pro. He also brought great conditioning, back double bicep has improved, but something's missing. I'm not sure what it is. It could be the lighting. Let's take a flashback. Let's go back, guys. This was Hunter Labrada last year at the 2023 Tampa Pro, which I think was his best look of all time. Hunter is a little bit bigger than this now, and his back is better. But is Hunter at his all-time best at this year's Italy Pro? I really hate to be so critical of a guy on the day that he won a show, but other people are already starting the conversation, so let's have it. But that's going to wrap up coverage on the 2024 Italy Pro. Hunter Labrada did get the win in the Olympia qualification. A very good version of Andrea Presti in second, Bruno Santos in third, Luis Louis in fourth, and we had Enrico Hoffman in fifth place. Now, I also want to talk about some bodybuilding updates I missed over the past week. Some of you guys may have seen them. If not, let's talk about them anyway. So let's start off with current reigning Mr. Olympia Derek Lunsford. This update was posted about 4 or 5 days ago, but going into this year's Olympia, Derek is just looking ridiculous. I've heard numerous people say, based off physique updates, a lot of people are leaning towards Derek Lunsford. He was already the best guy on stage in the back double bicep, and looking at updates going into this year's O, it looks like he's only going to create a bigger gap in that back double. I still think Hottie's going to be tough to beat in the rear lat spread, but going into this year's O at about 5 weeks out, the champ is looking extremely dangerous. And we've already seen a newer version of Hottie Chupin, Samson, Nick Walker. We haven't seen an updated version of Derek yet. Now, next up, we have a mini guest posing from Samson Dauda. And the first thing that I want to mention, the guy next to Samson is not an amateur. This guy is actually an IFBB Pro, Classic Physique Division. Just throwing it out there. Samson is absolutely massive. And even in the comments under this post, there are people saying we are currently looking at the next Mr. Olympia. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but Samson is definitely dangerous going into this year's O. Head judge Steve Weinberger has said himself, Samson doesn't need to do much to win the Mr. Olympia. Big Steve highlighted that Samson needed more conditioning, and of course he needs to bring his back up. But to be fair, he's next to possibly some of the best backs in bodybuilding history. But let me know in the comment section below, what are your expectations for Samson Dauda going into this year's Olympia? I still think his ceiling is third place, but he could surprise us. Now, next up, we have a front lat spread from Rafael Brandão at 5 weeks out from the O. And the first thing that came to mind was, how is this going to look next to a guy like Hunter Labrada? I can understand the conversation that people are having about Hunter maybe not getting into the top 6. And I mean, it is fair. We have to respect Hunter, though. He's been, I think, in the top 9 every Mr. Olympia he's been in. He's been as high as 4th, but guys like Rafa, guys like Martin Fitzwater, they could definitely catch him slipping. Rafa looks insane. And last but not least, I did want to talk about a recent update of our current reigning 212 Olympia champion, Keone Pearson. And if I didn't know anything about bodybuilding, this was my first day in the sport, I would definitely assume that Keone is fighting for the men's open Mr. Olympia title. Maybe one day. But one of the craziest thing about Keone's physique outside of his crazy structure, I'm pretty sure he's about 209, maybe 210 right now. I could be wrong, but I think I saw Keone say that recently. Keone looks to be 230. Despite competing in the 212 division, he looks significantly bigger than everyone else, and that's just a testament to insane genetics. Keone pretty much has no bones, but is looking pretty good for the reigning champ going into this year's O. That's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. I know my coverage has been all over the place lately, or actually it hasn't been. It's been non-existent. I'm still adjusting to making a new upload schedule with my new job, but things will get better. Like and subscribe. I'm Keone from Go Fitness. I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. I'm out.